So today we're doing a Easter egg hunt, and it's a lot of fun for our children. We do it every year in the community. I've been doing it since actually before I was the elected district attorney. We do it with a nonprofit organization called WAVE, which is We All Value Excellence, that is mainly made up of police officers and law enforcement officers.
And are there other events like this held throughout the year?
Absolutely. We do a book bag hunt. Most of the focus of WAVE is to give back to either children or the homeless. And it actually started giving back to the homeless. And then we found out there was such a population of homeless children, and so it kind of grew as a natural arm. And so we do things at Thanksgiving, things at Christmas, things just during the year.
Do you feel like there's any difference at all this year than past years, just with recent attention that you've gotten? Do you feel different being out and about right now?
I feel more loved. Actually, I've gotten a lot of support from women that surprised me. I wasn't thinking that I was going to be the face of women, but women of every nationality, African American women, Caucasian women, have been really embracing. Sometimes I think they tell me they're praying for me, but just really, really embracing, very proud of me. So it's very interesting to see how proud of women are of what they see in me, and that's very humbling.
That one hair is loving your eyelash. Do you feel like right now this is also a good way to remind the community that you're out here, you're working for them, kind of reclaim your reputation in a way with Fulton County? Do you think something like this might help remind people who you are?
I don't think my reputation needs to be reclaimed, so I guess we'll start there. This is what I would do. No matter what was going on, I'm not going to miss these events. We will be doing our book bag drive in July like we always do. We will do our coat drive in November. We will do our toy drive at the holidays. We're not going to miss or skip a beat because of all the noise or the distraction on one case. We're going to continue to do our work. I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. And I know that I have not done anything that's illegal. And so I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. And when I tell you the outpouring of women, and I'll tell you this, especially African American women who will just say, we are so proud, you are such a good representative of us. But I would be lying to say it's only African American women. I have had Caucasian women, Asian women, Indian women. I told Jeff one day, I didn't think I was the face of the feminist movement, but somehow I became it. And I think that women feel like women are treated differently when they're professionals, and they're proud to see someone that is strong and trying to do the right job, certainly flawed, like every human being is flawed. My father has a saying, only one perfect man walked the face of the earth, and they crucified him. I am not a perfect human being, but what I am is a hard-working human being and a human being that loves the community I serve and who understands this seat does not belong to me. It belongs to the people, and as long as I'm here, I'm going to try to do the job in a way that's honorable.
Speaking of the recent case, did that almost 2.5 month attempt to remove you from this case, did that delay or derail your own case that you're working on against Trump in any way?
No, my team's been continuing to work, and I think the media, and especially organizations like your own, have been paying attention. All while that was going on, we were writing responsive briefs. We were still doing the case in the way that it needed to be done. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
Do you have a date in mind, a next trial date? Is that even being set, or is that still up in the air?
So you may recall in the Trump in the 19 co-defendant case, we asked for an August trial date. We have not been granted that trial date. We may ask for that date again, but we're realistic. We still have demurs and other motions that have not been responded to, and so those motions will have to be resolved, and once those motions are resolved, we would like to push through trial, but we do understand a case has to go through the steps and go through the process. I'm also realistic that one of the defendants has multiple cases going on, and some of them have trial dates that are ahead of ours, and so I'm always going to be respectful of sister jurisdictions, but we plan to just continue to do our work.
And any possibility of coming up with any other plea deals with Trump or any of the other 14 co-defendants?
Well, in not that case, but in any case, a plea is always possible up and through trial. Even once cases have started, people will enter into plea negotiations. And so if defendants come to us and they decide that they want to resolve their case, I'm always open-minded and reasonable, and we will listen to those explanations, and I'll have conversations with people that are interested. now those conversations will be with me and not Mr. Wade. I hope that was good for everyone.
Last question. Do you have any reaction to the possibility of an appeal on this latest decision by Judge McAfee, with Trump and his co-defendants seeking an appeal?
And I know this gets very technical for lay people. There are some appeals that are called direct appeals, and those appeals are automatic. If a judge should end a charge or end something, suppress evidence, a lot of times those appeals are direct appeals. There are other appeals where you have to ask for a certificate of immediate review, and so that's what this one was, where you have to ask the judge, can we even appeal? And so Scott McAfee decided that this was appropriate to allow them to appeal. He sits in that position, so I won't speak on whether I think that was wise or not, but he certainly allowed them to do that. We'll wait and see. Because it is not a direct appeal, which is why this is important, it is not necessary that the Court of Appeals will even take it. A lot of certificates for immediate review, the Court of Appeals will decide, we're not going to take this, there's nothing novel about this. And so the first step is really to wait to see if the Court of Appeals will even hear the issue at all. And so that's the stance that we're in. But the great news is that doesn't slow anything down, because while that's going on, all those motions I discussed, they'll still be being heard, they'll still be being resolved, we'll still be working.
And last question, how would you like the media and the public to handle all of these cases going, not all of these cases, but this case going forward? What would you like the attention to be on now, moving forward?
I've always wanted the attention to be on the same thing. First of all, not necessarily on this case, but on the great work of my office. It gets lost. My office has a 95% conviction rate, 95%, and I don't fudge the numbers. That's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears of a lot of dedicated professionals, both law enforcement officers as well as attorneys. That's been a lot of sexual predators that'll never see the light of day. That's a lot of murderers that will never see the light of day. But we're also doing amazing programming in the school where we're touching children and making sure that they're not in gangs. I really think that's where the focus should be on. In this case, like in every case, we will handle things in a way that we believe is reasonable, in a way that is lawful. I think what the media should focus on this case and everything, are the charges, the facts, and the law. And leave all the drama behind. I'm 52 years old. It really ain't that interesting if I'm in a relationship or not. It just ain't. It's not cool to anybody, and it ain't that sensational of a story. So let's focus on the case and the law and the facts. I'm just happy you all are here today. I really do hope that you capture all of these beautiful children enjoying their Sunday. And that wasn't done just by the district attorney. My office donated over 20,000 pieces of candy. These great men and women who serve and wave have donated eggs. They're donating their time just to make sure that our children have a safe space to be children.
Thank you.